Good day, everyone. My name is Vanessa Rosales, a medical technologist intern in Butuan Doctors College. This case study is about Kuru. Kuru was first described in official reports by Australian officers patrolling the eastern highlands of Papua New Guinea in the early 1950s. Some unofficial accounts place Kuru in the region as early as 1910. In 1951, Arthur Curry was the first to use the term Kuru in a report to describe a new disease afflicting the 4 tribes of Papua New Guinea. In his report, Curry noted that Kuru mostly afflicted 4 women, eventually killing them. Kuru was first noted in the 4 Yare and Yusufora people in 1952 to 1953 by anthropologists Ronald Burnt and Catherine Burnt. In 1953, Kuru was observed by patrol officer John MacArthur, who provided a description of the disease in his report. MacArthur believed that Kuru was merely a psychosomatic episode resulting from a sorcery practice of the tribal people in the region. After the disease had festered into a bigger epidemic, the tribal people asked Charles Farr, a Lutheran medical officer, to come to the area to report the disease of Australian authorities. Initially, the 4 people believed the causes of Kuru to be sorcery or witchcraft. The 4 people also thought that the magic causing Kuru was contagious. It was also called nagi-nagi, which meant foolish person, as the victims laughed at spontaneous intervals. This disease, the 4 people believed, was caused by a ghost because of the shaking and strange behavior that comes with Kuru. Attempting to cure this, they would feed the victims pork and casuarina's bark. When the Kuru disease had become an epidemic, Daniel Carlton Gajusek, a virologist, and Vincent Zigas, a medical doctor, started research on the disease. In 1957, Zigas and Gajusek published a report in the Medical Journal of Australia that suggested that Kuru had a genetic origin and that any ethnic environmental variables that are operating in Kuru pathogenesis have not yet been determined. Cannibalism was suspected as possible cause from the very beginning but wasn't formally fought as a theory until 1967 by Glass, and more formally in 1968 by Matthews, Glass, and Lindenbaum. Even before cannibalism had been linked to Kuru, it was banned by the Australian administration and the practice was nearly eliminated by 1960. While the number of cases of Kuru was decreasing, those in medical research were able to properly investigate Kuru, which eventually led to the modern understanding of prions as the cause. What is Kuru? Kuru is a rare fatal nervous system disease. Kuru belongs to a class of infectious disease called transmissible and spongiform encephalopathies, also known as prion diseases. It is caused by an infectious protein found in contaminated human brain tissue. Kuru is found among people from New Guinea who practice a form of cannibalism in which they ate the brains of dead people as part of a funeral ritual. Pathophysiology. Kuru belongs to a class of diseases called transmissible spongiform encephalopathies, also called prion diseases. It primarily affects the cerebellum, the part of your brain responsible for coordination and balance. Unlike most infections or infectious agents, Kuru is not caused by a bacteria, virus, or fungus. Infectious abnormal proteins known as prions cause Kuru. Prions are not living organisms and do not reproduce. They are inanimate, misshapen proteins that multiply in brain and form clumps, hindering normal brain processes. Creutzfeldt-Jakob, Gerstmann-Straussler's canker disease, and fatal familial insomnia are other degenerative diseases caused by prions. These spongiform diseases, as well as Kuru, create sponge-like holes in your brain and are fatal. You can contract the disease by eating an infected brain or coming into contact with open wounds or sores of someone infected with it. Kuru developed primarily in the 4 people of New Guinea when they ate the brains of dead relatives during funeral rites. Women and children were mainly infected because they were the primary participants in these rites. Epidemiology. Kuru was restricted to the 4 people in Papua New Guinea who practiced ritualistic cannibalism. The disease is most commonly seen in women, probably because of the fact that the brain and other internal viscera were given to women and children, whereas the muscle to the men. At the height of the epidemic, over 90% of all deaths in women were due to Kuru. With the cessation of cannibalism in the 1950s, the incidence of Kuru gradually disappeared, first amongst children, and successively thereafter among adolescents and young adults. No one born in the village since cannibalism ceased has ever developed Kuru. Diagnostic workup. Neurological exam. Your doctor will perform a neurological exam to diagnose Kuru. This is a comprehensive medical exam including medical history, neurological function, blood tests such as thyroid, folic acid level, and liver and kidney function tests, electrodiagnostic tests. Tests such as electroencephalogram are used to examine the electrical activity in your brain. Brain scans such as MRI may be performed, but they may not be helpful in making a definitive diagnosis. Treatment. There were no treatments that could control or cure Kuru, other than discouraging the practices of cannibalism. Currently, there are no cures or treatment for any other TSC diseases.